in the spirit of Grinch and Ed, I'm gonna have kind of how my phone used to be set up a while back, but I'm gonna do this video with my phone facing some inanimate object like a vent or something like that. I want to talk about this Fresh and Fit dust up, and it's just so much bullshit coming around it, and it's not in defense of Fresh and Fit in any which way or shape or form, other than they have the freedom of speech and they actually exercised it. 1, 2, 3. Okay, no cars. They have the freedom of speech and they exercised it. It's more or less like, what do black women expect us to do? Okay, Fresh and Fit said something that you don't like. What have black women done, especially in social media, and I'm talking even just TV, like talk shows, Maury, Montel, who else was the guy back in the day? Montel Williams, Moore, Ricky Lake, so on and so forth. What have a lot of these women done for us to be that actual force? I was watching an anime the other day. And essentially the knights that are strong enough to actually protect the people are no longer gone in this anime. They've been pretty much have been written out because of an event that happened. Like, you know, the real world has now melded into this video game, and then the knights that were as strong as the adventurers and heroes of the anime are now gone, and the only people there are the heroes that were once in reality are now stuck in the game, right? But then you look at the people, they're trying to get the heroes or the adventurers in this case, or in this situation or scenario, they're trying to get them to fight their war. These goblins are attacking, these other people are coming out of nowhere, and there's all types of apocalypse. The Goblin King has been crowned, and now the goblins have come together and joined forces, and now they're commanded by the Goblin King, so on and so forth. So now you have this Goblin King in real world, aka Fresh and Fit. They've come and they have actually garnered the support of other men, like-minded men, and these men are talking out against, you know, the BS that men have to deal with on a regular basis, and these women are crying that no one is there to protect them. No one is there to protect them. Now, just like these people in this video game, no one's there to protect you because you haven't even put forth the effort to actually build a protection force in any which way, shape, or form. Not just getting your boys to do X, Y, and Z and, you know, doing well enough so they can, take care of mama later on in life, so on and so forth. But actually your boys be able to be strong enough to stand on their own 2 feet and support a family on their own back. You've been prioritizing your girls before your boys, and in any way, shape, form, or fashion, you haven't seen where your girls have actually come to the rescue of your mama and your family the same way that the boys have traditionally have. Now, you could say, hey, that's because traditionally the boys have been supported. All right, cool. We've seen for the last 50 plus years, if not longer, especially when you look at the Moynihan report and what that has actually revealed or essentially foreshadowed or prophesized, really. We've seen even with something like the Moynihan report where it's tracked that, hey, this is what's going to happen if we don't make these changes to actually support the black men in the community, that the black family is actually going to be undercut. Excuse me. The black family is going to be undercut. So now, so said, so done. Now we're seeing where the black family has actually been undercut, and the black family cannot support itself in any way, in any real meaningful fashion, without some type of like outlier or some type of actual government assistance, especially with the single parent black family, which is predominantly black women. So you haven't built anything. You haven't built the forces necessary to come to your rescue when a Fresh and Fit, the Goblin King, or whatever they want to call them, or like as I'm calling them in this case, you haven't built a force that is strong enough in a sense to actually come after them. In fact, in a lot of ways, you've actually degraded the actual men that are there to protect you to the point where it's so easy. All you have to do is point any black man to any one of these divestment videos, colorist videos, so on and so forth, where they're just talking bad about black men. And of course, you got Kevin Samuels is bringing a lot of this stuff to the forefront. Excuse me. To the point where all you have to do is point them to those sectors, and all we have to do as in men in the red pill MGTOW community is say, hey, black man, you're important. The bar is so low that women have to just be nice to you and smile. And we as men, all we have to do is say, hey, listen, just to get them on our side, we just have to say, you're important and you're worth it. That's all we have to do. It's just that easy. And why is it that easy? Why has it been made to be, like, why is the environment to the point where it's so easy just to say, hey, I'm a space for black men and black men only. Black men are the priority in my space, financially, talking about computers or what have you. Not to say that I do not help out women. I have helped out women multiple times. I've helped women get full ride scholarships. I have helped women in finances. I've helped women in so many different areas. And I don't, I try not even say stuff like that as a disclaimer, but I know that I've done what I'm supposed to for my community, men and women. So when it comes to stuff like this, it's so easy for men. All we have to do, literally, just to get men on a red pill MGTOW side or what have you, is to say that you matter. I care about your feelings, and I will try and help you get better in our own way, shape, form, or fashion, the way, however we like to do it. We're here to do that. And that's just how easy it is for us to build our forces to where we don't have to pour much of anything into these men. And I'm not trying to be like, well, ha, 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 this is all we have to do and we got them. I'm really trying to be like, hey, listen, we don't even have to do much to pour into the brothers into this space, because they haven't gotten anything and they know it. You can say whatever you want, however you want. We as men know that we are not getting any benefit out of the bullshit back and forth, day-to-day bullshit that we have to deal with women. It's just not. We're just not. We know it, we see it, we feel it, and we're realizing it more and more. To the point where, at any point in time, nowadays, this is why I promote tricking. Because it gives the guys the option. Because for some guys, all they really care about is just getting some type of cooch. You know what I mean? But when you start to, like, really get into things like tricking and paying for play, paying for pussy, however you want to say it, you start to see that there's more to value in your interaction with a woman. And if she's not, like, then you can kind of be like, listen, I could take it or leave it. I can go and fuck a bad bitch for less than 150, 200. If I really don't care, throw caution to the wind, pull any bitch out of there, whether it be in the champagne room or an out call or something like that in a hotel room. If I got $300, I'm getting my balls drained tonight. Straight up. When you have that mindset, you can really look at the value of, like, the non-tangible, the non-sexual companionship, the actual time that you're putting into, or the actual time that you're getting from a woman. Also, like, on the reverse of that, excuse me, on the flip side of that, you will see the value of your time that you spend with a woman even more so when you know you can go and buy a bad bitch for $300. Get your rocks off. There's no questions about it. She's the baddest bitch in the club. It's depending on the club. I mean, some want to charge you 4 figures, 5 figures for some shit you can get for a lot less. Like, I've gotten good pussy for a lot less than it's criminal sometimes, some of the shit that I've partaked in for, like, the prices that I've gotten it for. Like, it's just like, wow, damn, that was a lot better than the chick I just paid $200 for, and I just bumped this bitch off at $30 in a ride across town. And I say that shit because that actually freaking happened. Anyways, but when you're looking at this type of stuff, right, and when you see that you have this value, just getting back on track, when you have this type of value, and you know your value, you know your worth to a woman, she's not going to try you she can't, if she's not reciprocating the feelings that you have and the actual attention and time and effort that you're putting into something, if she's not reciprocating it, you can easily just draw that back from her and say, hey, listen, I don't want to continue this on anymore. You have a good one. Be blessed, beloved. Whatever the fuck you want to say, whatever the shit they say nowadays, like everything is like beloved and blessed. It's funny, but it is what it is. So when these women talk about fresh and fit, and again, back on the point here, but when these women talk about fresh and fit and them saying, you know, not dabbling in the dark, they're not night riders, blah, blah, blah. It's just like, okay, they got the freedom of speech to say it, one. And two, you haven't done anything other than like, you know, massage the fucking dickhead of a Derek Jackson-like ass dude, which is not the average motherfucker out here. You've massaged his fucking dickhead, but you ain't even fucking with the dudes that really would actually go to war for you, go to battle for you. Now those same dudes that would have gone to battle for you are like, oh, I'm sorry to hear that. Ming Lee, another tea, please. Yeah, Thai, the Thai iced tea. Thank you so much, dear. I love how you make it. Like, this is the shit that's going on where these guys are talking about moving to Thailand. You mean to tell me these dudes got to move halfway across the fucking world just to get some type of fucking reciprocation on their feelings? Get the fuck out of here. Get the fuck out of here. Please tell me. Motherfuckers got to move halfway across the fucking world just so they can get somebody that would reciprocate their fucking feelings and treat them how they should be treated. Not as just a man, but as a fucking human being. Not even a black man. Not even just an American man. As a fucking human being, dude. And I'm talking good dudes. I'm not talking to dudes that's out here banging y'all fucking broads out and leaving y'all with fucking babies. And the worst part is, a lot of these women are having babies for dudes they don't even fucking like in the long run. They just fucking, like, it's kind of crazy. It's a weird mating habit, but I see it all too often. And, you know, a lot of chicks is having babies for dudes that they end up just not liking. And then they start calling them baby daddy to the point where being a baby daddy is a derogatory term. Like, no, I'm a father. No, I am a father. I am a father figure. No, I am not a baby daddy. No, not at all. I am a father. Like, that's the type of shit. Like, now we have to make these distinctions because motherfuckers is out here going willy-nilly and doing all types of crazy shit and going for aesthetics and feelings and pleasure over security. Like, come on, dude. How about you have a baby for the dude that you don't fucking like, that can actually support you and the child from now into retirement of you, and then and the kids growing off and leaving some type of legacy, and let's go fuck the dude that you really like, dude. Like it's gotten to this point where men are coming to this realization where it's just like, yo, listen, I'm gonna just fuck the ugly bitch that liked me and have kids with her because I know at least my family be intact, and I'll, you know, still have some type of money going into retirement. But then, you know, take the ego and all the other bullshit out of it. When I'm ready to get my rocks off, I'll just go, you know, down to the club, knock something out, shit, do the transfer in cryptocurrency or some shit like that, and you won't even see it on my motherfucking, like, lead attorney won't even fucking find it. So it's just like, this is the shit that men are like really, like, logically speaking, this is how we're thinking. This is how we're looking at this stuff. So when people start talking all this stuff about fresh and fit and this whole new dust stuff, how they're not night riders, they don't dabble in the dark, who gives a fuck? These people are talking about, you know, abort blackmail babies, dusty beta male coons, and all this other shit that they talk about. You know, it's just crazy, especially being a man in, like, with my numbers. Like, yo, I mean, bro, all I had to do, just for my credit to jump 50 points, all I had to do was just, like, pay off 1 or 2 credit cards. And my credit's back in the 700s like it never left. Takes 2 seconds. It's to the point where literally my credit was in the mid 600s for so long, only because I kept on investing my money. This is how much, excuse me, men like myself, men of my ilk, men of my thought process, men in my circles, the people that I talk to on a regular basis, how we can make things happen in no time whatsoever. Where women talk about, I've had women talk about, like, hey, you know, I just want to save up $3,000 to get a car. And I'm looking at it like, yeah, I just want $3,000 so I can buy a lawnmower so I could take it apart and build a robotic self-driving lawnmower. Like, $3,000? Like, yo, it's to the point where we as certain, like, the ilk of men that I'm in, like, the lane that I'm in, is I could change a bitch's life in less than a week. Yet, and still, if you ask that bitch for anything, like, if you even ask or even expect some type of sexual favors or even just some attention from a chick, you gotta fight tooth and nail to get it. Now let me know if that makes any fucking sense. Anyways, with that being said, I am going to get off of here. I'm not going to be on this and let my food get cold. And, you know, hey, listen, man, I wish you all the best. And this is kind of out of the norm for me. I usually don't put a lot of this type of stuff on my channel. But I'm listening to the commentary from Edward Anderson and Grinch God. And it's just kind of crazy that, you know, people are, you know, up in arms about this shit. And it's just like, yo, we as men could easily, the men that are in the chat rooms, comment sections, Patreons, and all types of the classes and courses of Fresh and Fit, these are the men that y'all forsake. These are the men that you guys ignored. Like, these are these men. And Fresh and Fit can say this shit because you didn't do what was necessary to stop the rise of the Goblin King. You didn't do what's necessary. You didn't put a force together. You didn't stop the whole derogatory, you didn't stop the derogatory speech patterns or the derogatory behavior towards black men and fathers and so on and so forth. You didn't do what's necessary to make sure that you have a force to protect you. And now, motherfuckers is losing it and don't know who to turn to. Turn to that white bitch, I guess. I don't know.